Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Monday, and all of our guests on this St. Patrick's Day sponsored, that includes Murph, are sponsored by Basant Motors. Ready to find your next vehicle? Visit Basant Motors today to experience the difference for yourself. The friendly team looks forward to helping you drive home in the perfect vehicle for your needs and budget. Getting to your destination starts with us. Learn more at Basant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. Canucks lose to Utah 3-1 after defeating Chicago 6-2 on Saturday. Here to talk about that and all matters Canuck from Sportsnet. He's been doing that job for a quarter century now. From Sportsnet, Dan Murphy. Murph, thanks for doing this, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys today?
Lovely. Very well. Good job with the green suit yesterday. Looking good.
You know, I'm Irish. I can wear that any day, but I thought I'd wear it yesterday just to make a point, for St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll celebrate, but green suits are just fine.
Yeah, no. Well, you got us beat. Only Ryan's wearing green today, and I apologize to you for that. Hey, before we get to the Canucks, you filled in for Scott Oak after hours on Saturday. Great job. What was Marcus Pettersson like to deal with? I thought he was good.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to get a couple of guests because it's 25 minutes to fill, and it didn't work out. So I was a little nervous, but I talked to Pettersson in the morning after a morning skate on Saturday, and once I had a conversation with him for 2-3 minutes, I knew it was going to be fine. I mean, very engaging, very well-spoken, pretty funny. I knew we had plenty of material to go over, so we could fill the time if we had to. But I thought he was great. Seemed like a really, really good dude. I think he's a solid individual, a very good player. So it actually was pretty easy because, as you guys know, a lot of times the guests make the segment, and if you can kind of just lob up a softball and let them go, those are the best kind. And I thought he was very good, very engaging.
Okay, with your background in mind, Murph, I'll let Rick ask the next question. You see that, Rick?
Yes, I see that.
What?
The photo behind you. What's up with that?
It's always on his wall.
Doesn't everybody have a screensaver?
We have one of you in the building too, Daniel. We love you that much. This team's lack of
You're
offense.
rattled now.
I'm rattled. Only Murph can get me rattled like that. Murph, lack of offense. 17 of the last 18 games. These guys can't score. It's not going to get better with Hedl out. The center ice position is lacking playmaking centers. Like, what's going on here? I mean, are they ever going to score again?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 17 of 18, scoring 3 or fewer now. So it's more than just a short trend. It's it's getting on to be a pretty big sample size. I kind of agree with what Landon Ferraro said on the show last night. They're doing some of the things better. They're funneling to the net. They're getting to the net, but they're still not getting shots through to the goaltenders. Besser looks a little bit lost without JT.
Yeah.
Obviously, the deadline was a tough time for him, too, so mentally might be a little bit rattled. And then also with Miller gone, it makes it tough. I mean, Pettersson seems to be finding his mojo a little bit, but they don't have enough finishers, right? Like, you've got a guy in Suter who's got 18, a career high. Jake DeBrusk is going to finish with a career high. But your forward, I don't think you have a forward on pace for 60 points.
Yep.
I mean, this is a stark contrast to what we saw last year. And it's not all just Miller going. I mean, the shooting percentages are down. There's been injury woes. There's been drama, all this stuff. But, it's really upon management that no matter what happens at the end of the season, to find a couple more impact forwards. I mean, I think Hedl is probably best suited in the third-line center role. He lugs the puck well. He's a great skater, but I don't know how much of a distributor he is. I'd have to see him a little bit more. So there's some issues here for this team to generate scoring, and it seems like it always just falls on Quinn Hughes to create. And, I mean, thank God he's very good at that. But if he's not creating, there's not a lot of the guys that are doing it right now.
Boy, what'd you think of the Dickinson hit on Hedl? I think that that he had a history of concussions in New York with the Rangers, Dan. I think someone told me he had 2 or 3 there. What do you think of this hit? By the way, the DOPS said no suspension.
Yeah,
No
I didn't
penalty.
like it. Yeah, no penalty. I didn't like it. It was square in the numbers. Hedl shoulder checked left. He didn't shoulder check right, so he didn't see Dickinson coming. It was a 6-2 game. What was there? 10 minutes left in the hockey game. Like the game was over. So I thought it was very unnecessary. And you could tell right away, like after Hedl went down, had trouble getting up, once he realized that his bell was rung, he was hot when he left the ice. He was angry because what did he play? 10 games last year? I'd have to look it up.
Yes, it's 10. Yeah.
10 games. So he's had a real history of this type of thing. And concussions, as we know, are finicky. I mean, he could be gone for a week. He could be gone for the season. We don't know. And, for a team that's struggling to score and create offense, to lose essentially your second line center at this point is going to be very difficult. But as for the hit, I liked Jason Dickinson as a guy when he was here, but I thought it was very unnecessary. I mean, at that point in the game, with a player with his back turned, I don't know if Dickinson knows his history. But then, I mean, obviously, the Blackhawks probably felt it wasn't a great hit either because they didn't put him back on the ice. Not once.
Yeah.
Another shift. So I think you can read into that as well.
Yeah, and then the Canucks end up going after Bedard, which was bound to happen. What did Utah show you, Murph?
Well, I love their young talent. I think that as we said going to the game last night, their speed, any real good transition team kind of gives the Canucks fits, and I thought they played that to a T again last night. They were rested. They moved the puck so quickly up ice, and they had the Canucks on their heels. Like I know the Canucks were up 1-0, but that game it was Utah's from the start, basically, right? They dominated. I think the shots were 10-3 after 1. So I've seen a lot from them, and it's funny. I think they've gotten a little unlucky this year. They've lost a ton of 1-goal games.
Yeah.
But I give them just as good a chance as Vancouver or St. Louis or even Calgary, maybe better than Calgary now, considering Backlund's out to grab that last wild card spot. I mean, Vejmelka is a solid goaltender, and the thing with Utah is they're finally healthy. I mean, they dealt with a ton of injuries to the defense. I think when the Canucks were in Utah the last time, I don't know how many weeks ago that was the second game all season that they had their top 6 defensemen playing. So they've gone through their injury problems as well. They're healthy, they're fast, they're young, and their young players are super impactful. So they're impressive.
Before I let you go, Murph, help me out here. I think I've got this right. The Canucks for Kids Fun Telethon during tomorrow's broadcast?
Yes. Yep. It's obviously the biggest night on the calendar. It's the night, obviously we always pay attention to the score on the ice, but this is the game where really, in the grand scheme of things, the numbers off the ice are the most important because it just impacts so many families throughout BC, Don. You've seen Canucks for Kids Fund charities, whether it's Canuck Place, Children's Hospital, the Canucks Autism Network, all these things that do great things for this province. So if you can, give. And usually what we notice is if the Canucks are playing well in the game and have a chance to win, people tune in longer, more money is raised. So they're going to have to reverse the trend against a very, very good Winnipeg Jets team to keep people tuned into the end because this is going to be a difficult game for the team.
All right. Dalio wants a royalty check for that screensaver. All right.
Take it down. Your dog's going to not like that. Take it down, Dan.
Not just the dogs. Murph, thanks for this, buddy.
All right, boys. Take care. Have a great day.